free yourself from the chambers of this body. Once you see the soul, you see God, then you realize you are God. And then, thus, the reuniting, the union of the two come back together. And that's a lot. The body's just a chamber for you to break through, free through. It's almost like a game of hide and seek, kind of like a effed up game, really. And you can play all week. It never ends until you realize this. So God put illusions, material, we ourselves basically did it to fool us, to so we don't recognize we're one with God. And then we get illusions, if that's a word, as in by this bribery, this rivalry of our mind, and also sensual objects outside. And we're made to almost want them or be attached to them, because the real attachment is to the soul. Because once you attach to that, then there will be no more attachments to anything outside. You'll detach from everything outside, and then everything in the outside world doesn't have no real attachment until you attach it. So what's going on here? It's made to attach you to. It's made to draw you in. It's almost like a polar opposite. Yeah, we have this body and we have all these nice things, but it's to allure us. It's to give us an illusion as if it matters. It only matters when we put matter into it, which that's exactly it. Our thoughts are matter. They're like because I can go thoughtless. So once you go thoughtless, and then once I think of something, it creates like an energy, and it's like I shoot it, basically. I shoot it out. So all these movies, Avatar, The Last Airbender, and shows, Earth, Water, and Fire, Pokemon cards, Earth, Water, and Fire, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, all these games, movies, and shows all stem from the one source. They're just creations from that source. That is the source. You have the source inside of you too. You are a creation of it, of him, of your own self, basically. And it's like majestic in its own way. Everybody runs around playing the game because they're caught up on the outside, but the real thing is actually on the inside. So you'll be chained to this body as long as you identify with it. More so, what does that mean? More so, your intentions and what they are and what you're attached to. So if you're attached to your girlfriend, and then you're attached to that. Because really love is not a physical aspect. It's actually a giving. It's hard to put into words, but it's can be called a feeling, I guess. But it's more so a giving, a radiance that gives off. Everything is gets demoralized from love. So everything is engrossed from love. It's all a step down, no matter where you go. Hate, anger, upset, bullying, making fun of people. They're just subpar levels of love deep down. So your goal is to basically free yourself from all attachments. It's not a physical thing. It's more of a mental game, so to speak. So I'm putting it so you understand. It has nothing to do with anything physical. When it comes down to it, it's your attempt at your intent to do something. People get tempted, which in that point is called the devil, so to speak, or sinning, so to speak. But that's just part of the game, and not to be tore up with the mind. You give controls to the mind, but once it starts running you, then it's going to run you off course. Of course. So that's pretty much it for this video. A real good one. Stuff some olives in it. The best place to be is inside your body. Doesn't matter where you go because you're always going to be inside the body on this earth. So, and you're going to carry it with you. So the best place is inside of you. It doesn't matter where you go. All these feelings that you pour out, the chemistry in the build up, the suspense, the outcast tree that you go and create the energy comes from inside. So you're all giving it, everything you create's coming from inside. This should be your main focus. Really, there's no other focus than this focus. Meditation would be on this. This is the main point of people's so-called Darwinism. Meditation. I was just kidding. Is to focus on you, not you know, not as if you have some stats, some statistics like Tony Hawk Pro Skater, which is a game, and you build up the bubbles. You have the bubbles, and you build up your air and all this. That's not it. You can't build up the soul because the soul is limitless and it is unlimited. You can ship and shape the way you create reality and have perspective, the way you think about it, and the way you perceive it, the very and simply way you perceive it. But ultimately, it doesn't matter how you perceive it. But when you get to know God, the Atman, then it's, which is I think where amen. That's a whole nother thing. I'll get to there. But the Atman is what they call in India the soul. It's also your main aim. It's limitless. So, yeah. It's almost perspectiveless. And in all its glory. It's like a coliseum with a bunch of shows, but there's not any type of show. Like, it's a wildfire, it's a free for all. There's not anything specific. It's just vast and vague. All right, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Have a nice one.